hanging out with the local ham radio operators club in our county. And you got to find it in Elmer. You got to find somebody. When I moved out here, I had the very fortunate meeting of an Elmer, an old school ham radio operator that lives right next door. Now, it's not like I could just, walk out and, go 50 feet, but it'd take me about 5 minutes in my car, and I'll be down there where he's at, and I can talk to him. I can call him on the phone and ask him a lot of different questions. And he's the one that actually got me educated enough on antenna building. And so I've got actually a couple of antennas that I have built, and because of the way he described the building techniques to me and what I needed to do, I was able to actually build an antenna. You can read about it. You can, but I'm kind of like a hands-on guy, and I've got to have somebody kind of say what you're doing is okay, and so he came over a couple times, and he helped me and examined the process of the build of the antenna. But once I got a handle on it, and once he said, you just do this, this, and this, and this, and you're done, I did. No antenna tuner, no nothing. All right. Like I said, I'm your bug out guy when it comes to a ham radio. I'll grab this radio here in the power cord. I'll grab some extension cords if I have to, and I'll head on down the road. And I'll hook this up to the battery on my truck, and I'll get me my coax out, which you got to have a coax. I'll get my coax out, and I'll string me an antenna, and I'll twist the wires if I have to. Okay? But that's where I'm at. I can go anywhere and do anything with this radio. All right? I don't know, but to me, having somebody you can call on a phone, or even if you meet up with somebody on the radio, they can answer a lot of questions for you, and they can help you along the way. But the Elmer, the person you can ask stupid questions to, is who you need to be talking to, and somebody that will take the time to walk you through the proper procedures for getting things done. Okay? Being a ham radio operator and being able to build an antenna is where you need to go. And you also need to learn Morse code. Nobody really does Morse code. They use computer software programs to do it. But if you'll notice with this Kia right here, on our cold days and on our hot days, when I'm inside and I get bored, I use that keyer right there, and I'll practice my Morse code. Okay? And just use that for entertainment when you get bored. Morse code can be challenging. And I'm going to do another video on Morse code and what I did to learn Morse code and how you can do it too. But that might be next week, so stay tuned. I guess really guys, what I'm trying to encourage you to do is, don't feel lost. You're not lost. Okay? You just have, and don't feel embarrassed about talking to someone. Hit up a club, because I'm going to tell you what, you might not know anybody when you go, but they're going to know you when you walk in the door. And that's because ham radio operators are your best friends. okay? You have to be able to trust somebody when you're a ham radio operator. And it is kind of like, it's a camaraderie that you can't explain. All right, when you're talking to these guys and you're doing HF, that guy over in France just became your friend. And if you log them in, we're going to be going over that, I guess, over the next couple of weeks too, is setting up you a log, all right, for your contacts. When you're making your, now we're getting into a whole different realm of things that you should be doing, okay? My entire purpose today is to encourage you to find you Elmer, okay? And if you have to stand up in the middle of a huge club meeting and there's 50 people standing around you, there's not a one of them that is gonna be worried about you standing up and saying, I need an Elmer, and I need for somebody to come over here and show me how to use my radio, or I'll come to you. You know, if you don't hit it off with one guy or he doesn't give you enough information, go find somebody else. All right? Now, they all learned a lot of stuff on their own, and you're going to learn a lot of stuff on your own. But an Elmer is somebody who can tell you, yeah, that's right. No, don't do that. That don't work. Okay? So, I guess the first thing you need to figure out is what kind of ham radio operator do you want to be? Do you want to be high-tech and loaded to the gills, or do you want to be a bug-out kind of ham radio operator? You know, what is it you're going to need? How do I communicate with the International Space Station? Or how do I track a satellite and bounce signals off of it? How do I bounce a signal off the moon? I don't know how to do that, but I know one fella who was sure trying. Other than that, you know how it's kind of like, you know, figure out where you want to be and what you want to do. Get on the radio, make some noise, make some calls, make you a CQ, get to know some people, log some contacts, find you an Elmer, build you an antenna, learn some Morse code. That's about what it is. You know, you figure out how far you want to get. And if you have the opportunity to participate in a field day with your local ham radio operator club, you need to do it. It will give you a world of experience as you sit there and watch other ham radio operators, because they'll take radios and they'll line them up and everybody be sitting there, you know, powering the contacts and writing the logs. And they'll all be on different bands, and they'll all be making different types of communications, and you need to do that, okay? They'll be stringing up and setting up all kinds of different antennas, you know, your G5RVs, you know, your fan dipoles, your 40 meters, your Yagis, and your verticals. And so you'll learn a whole lot on a field day. Anyway, I don't know if anybody got any valuable information out of this, but you new guys, I know where you were or where you're at, okay? And if some of you older guys, you Elmers out there, want to pipe up and leave a comment down below, you know, so that others who are new to ham radio can find somebody to communicate with, you know, I'll do my best. And you know, it'd be nice if we had a few of you guys down there also to help out some of these new fellas. Don't be afraid to ask any questions. I'll do my best. And then if I can't, hopefully somebody, you know, that's watching and might see your comment down below and give you some answers. Okay? I know there's a lot of other ham radio operator channels out there, and a lot of them get technical, and a lot of them go into a lot of detail. A lot of them have, a lot of flash and, a lot of radios. But I'm just a bug out kind of ham radio operator sitting in my RV, and I want to reach out and touch and help out some of the new guys. So anyway, other than that, follow us and subscribe. Go watch some of our other videos. I mean, we got a whole channel. It's all about living, and we welcome you to join us. And you all have a good one, and I'll talk at you later. Bye.